Why I knew that the stock market wasn't crashing. What's up, you guys? Welcome to the video. My name is Brandon. Now, in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys 3 reasons why, despite the markets dropping so violently in December, I didn't believe that the markets were crashing. And I just wanted to give you guys a little insight into the things that I look for, the indicators that I look at as to why I say this, and just kind of give you guys like a behind the scene look into, I guess, the mindset of an investor. Because for anybody that's been following the channel for a while, you know that I've been pretty adamant about this not being a full-blown market crash and more or less being, let's call it, a heavy correction, because I'm not seeing signs of a crash right now. I'm definitely not seeing signs of us heading into a recession. In fact, in December, as our group members know, I actually added more stocks than I had all year, just as proof of this. I mean, I truly do believe this, that this is more of a correction than a full-blown market crash. And it's still, of course, very early to say, but taking a look at the performance of the market, here we're focusing in on the S&P 500, we saw a significant sell-off starting midway through October. We all know how bad December was, but as far as the first couple weeks of the new year, we've already managed to be getting some of that back. And funny enough, I'll play for you guys a really quick clip that was posted on the channel a month back. Notice the exact date that this video was posted. December 23rd, eh? But before we get into the stocks, I will just give you a quick update on my thoughts on the market. Despite the markets being so heavily down, I don't think that the markets are crashing. I don't believe that we're heading into a recession despite everything that you're going to be hearing about online. I think that, the markets are actually going to end up doing just fine. Welcome back. And, it's very difficult to post a video like this when the markets are coming crashing down and there's no sign of a bottom. Like looking at how the markets were looking in this video, it wasn't looking good, guys. And there were a lot of people saying that there was far more downside to come. But if you're able to look at the facts, cut out the noise, and buy into opportunities like these, this is where you can get rewarded. And I don't mean to go and toot my own horn here, because this video could very well come back and bite me in the butt. For all we know, the markets could come crashing down tomorrow. That's the reality of investing in the stock market. But just for some perspective, some of the previous videos that I've made on this channel, controversial videos at that, I put out a video telling millennials to stay away from cryptocurrency back when Bitcoin was up trading near its peaks almost exactly a year ago now. Fast forward to February of last year, we saw the first real scary drop that we had seen in a couple of years in the stock market. And I came out with a video titled, "Is the Stock Market Crashing?" where I went on to talk about how I felt this was just a correction. Also, I was the guy that told investors to go out and sell their marijuana stocks after a huge run-up leading into legalization. That video did not get receptive too well, but following that came about a 30% decline in the marijuana sector. Now, fast forward to today. I still don't think that the markets are crashing. And it's very difficult to put out a video and tell people stuff that they don't want to hear, whether that be about their favorite stock or their favorite sector, or the market's crashing or the market's going up. Back in February, I remember being called an idiot. You're obviously going to get dislikes on the video. It's just not popular. But I don't care. The reason I'm making this video today, this video is for my subscribers, my true subscribers who do care and do value my opinion, or they value my thoughts. So let's get into the 3 reasons why I don't believe that the stock market is crashing. And I'm going to be counting them down from the 3rd least important to the 1st most important. And by the way, if you guys enjoy the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. But let's start with the yield curve. Now, the yield curve is not something that an investor solely relies on. It's not like it's like a black or white answer or an indicator that's all telling. It's very much supplementary. Now, the yield curve for many people can be a very confusing topic. And if you don't really have a good understanding of the yield curve, I actually did a video, which I will link down below for you guys in the description. It got a lot of good feedback. So go check it out if you're still confused, if you don't really understand what the yield curve is. But to kind of reiterate what I talked about in that video, the yield curve is a very good indicator of a recession on the horizon. And looking here at the 2008 crash, so of course the big financial crisis, if we look over to the left, we did see an inversion of the yield curve prior to the market crash. As well, before the tech crash, we also saw an inversion of the yield curve. And if this looks like foreign to you guys, again, just go check out the video. It'll all make sense after. But in fact, if we actually look back, the past 7 recessions, which are represented here in gray, prior to each of these recessions, we've seen an inversion of the yield curve. It's kind of where this blue line dips below the red line. So if history has told us anything, an inversion of the yield curve is a very good indicator of an upcoming recession. Now, we have not yet seen an inversion of the yield curve. And I know you're probably thinking, I saw an article on that, or everyone was talking about it, a month or so back. We saw a partial inversion of the yield curve. So understand that, guys. We saw an inversion of the 3 and the 5-year yields, but as investors, the important metric to us is the 2 and the 10-year, which we are yet to see an inversion of. Now, on top of that, even if we were to see an inversion of the yield curve, it's typically about a year or so after we see the first sign of an inversion that we actually enter into a recession. There's a bit of a lag there, and that's why the yield curve is what we would consider a leading indicator. So the markets have been dropping, yeah, but the first hint to me was that the yield curve wasn't signifying an immediate recession. Now, the second thing, economic numbers. Now, the economic indicators, and don't ask me why everyone's saying that the economy looks terrible, that the US economy is looking like trash right now, because if you actually take the time to go look at the numbers yourself, the US economy is actually looking decently strong. We've seen an extremely low unemployment rate, which shows signs that the economy is functioning well. We saw the unemployment rate drop to 3.7% in September, the lowest since 1969. We've seen no signs of significant inflation, which is typically a bad thing. It's right in line with the targets of a healthy economy. On top of that, companies have actually been reporting strong earnings over the past number of quarters, signaling that people are out spending, consumers are out spending money, and companies are performing well. And last but not least, aside from the economy, as I mentioned in that previous video, the stock market is trading at a very fair valuation. It's not like the tech bubble back in 2000 where stocks were trading far higher than what they are worth. The PE ratios are actually showing that stocks are fairly valued. So the stock market fell, but the indicators are telling us that the economy is actually functioning just fine. This was the second reason why I thought the stock markets weren't crashing. Now, the final one, the most important one, and this is maybe one that you guys wouldn't have ever thought about, is that bull markets die on euphoria. Okay? Bull markets die on euphoria. Investor sentiment, the way everyone was out selling their stocks and panicking and freaking out, was the main giveaway to me that the markets were going to be just fine. And revisiting this chart that we look at from time to time on the channel, the Wall Street cheat sheet, which basically shows us the psychology of investors as we move through the market cycle, guys, bull markets die on euphoria. The periods where we're at the most financial risk are during euphoric periods. Think back to Bitcoin right before it crashed. Lambos, vacation homes, it was a surreal time, guys. People were pouring money into cryptocurrency because it seemed to only go up. Another example on a smaller scale, which I know some of you guys won't agree with, is marijuana stocks. Prior to legalization, weed is legal soon, guys. This was a no-brainer. Stocks were climbing and climbing. You'd be crazy not to buy now. These are examples of euphoric states. And what follows these periods? A crash. Now, my question to you guys is, what about this current market that we've been in shows signs of euphoria? There's been nothing euphoric about the current market. In fact, it's actually been a very awkward market. The markets have kind of been climbing and climbing, but investors have never really been fully confident. With interest rates being low, there was just a lot of timidness, and actually the sentiment was opposite of euphoric. It was almost negative. I can't count the number of YouTubers that have been posting videos about the big bear market is here. 10 years in, we're due for this crash. It has to be now. The worst is yet to come. Sell all your stocks. And not just YouTubers, but the news, man. BNN, Bloomberg, CNBC, all these negative headlines with negative news to report, that's a very negative sentiment. And one of the strategies that I think will do you very well over the years is whatever the general public is doing, whatever the herd is doing, do the opposite. If everyone's buying, if everyone thinks that the markets are on fire, that's when you be wary. When everyone thinks that the markets are crashing, that's when you buy. I know we've all heard Buffett saying, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. But sometimes it kind of just goes in one ear and out the other. Because last month, December, investors were fearful. Yet when you take a look at how the economy was functioning, when you look at the overall valuation of the market, it just doesn't add up. In fact, in my opinion, if we have any positive news coming out regarding the government shutdown or the trade war, that's just even more reason for these markets to continue climbing. At the end of the day, the moral of the story here and the reason for putting out this video is that you are always going to have negative news surrounding you. And sometimes it can be very, very convincing, but you have to be able to cut out the noise and look at the facts yourself. And I feel especially bad for new investors, for beginners who are coming online to seek out advice, and all they're being bombarded with is poor advice from YouTube channels who are probably just relaying information they heard from other channels saying, sell your stocks, bear market is here, without really doing any research for themselves. Even the news headlines are out there to get you, because don't forget, at the end of the day, these media outlets, they don't care about you. They're trying to make money. And it's these big headlines, these emotion-driven headlines that end up getting the views, which results for them advertising money. It's just, it's very tough for a new investor to come and get good, solid advice when it seems like everybody out there is just panicking and freaking out. If you're a long-term investor, I know I say this on the channel all the time, but sometimes you really are better off just picking some quality investments, setting your portfolio, closing your eyes, and checking back in 10 years later. Set it and forget it, especially if you're putting money away on a consistent basis, let's say every month. Dollar cost averaging, guys, you actually want the markets to come down. So really the last thing that you want to do here is panic sell based on some poor advice that you hear on the internet. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, guys, I post a video every Monday, so subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications. And if you're interested in joining our private membership group, getting instant emails when I go make a trade in my personal portfolio, getting a 100% transparent look at my portfolio, link is down in the description below. But as always, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.